Welcome back to Open Scrolls. Today we open a hard chapter, Korah's rebellion, to face a simple truth with eternal weight. God knows our heart. Even if our lips say I believe, even if our calendar says church every Sunday, even if our neighbors say that person does everything right, I can see whether we're bowing to him or hiding in the crowd called religion. Israel is in the wilderness after Sinai. The tabernacle has been set, the priesthood established, and the camp arranged by tribes. It looks orderly from a distance. But beneath the neat lines, a storm is building. Disappointment after the spies' report. Resentment toward leadership. Envy about roles, especially among those close to holy things, but barred from priestly service. The ground looks solid. The hearts do not. Today we will walk slowly through the story. How a holy-sounding slogan became a cloak for ambition. How God separated hearts before he separated the ground. And how some who mingled among the faithful were still joined to the rebels and fell with them. The lesson is not to fear the earth, but to fear a divided heart. The curtain lifts with names and numbers. Korah, son of Izhar, a Kohathite Levite. With him, Dathan and Abiram, Reubenites, and 250 leaders, men of name. It is a strange alliance, Levites from a clan trusted to carry the most sacred objects, and Reubenites from a tribe long wrestling with lost primacy. Neighbors in the camp, neighbors in a grievance. They come with a slogan, all the congregation is holy. Every one of them, why do you lift yourselves up? Sounds righteous. It quotes a truth Israel is set apart, bends it into a weapon. Korah frames himself as a defender of equality. Moses hears a bid to dismantle the order God gave. The Levites with censers want priestly fire. The Reubenites want political place. The 250 men of renown give the rebellion a veneer of credibility. The way religious crowds still can respectable faces, lending weight to a wrong. Moses falls on his face, not in defeat, but in intercession and grief. Then he answers with a test that fits the issue. In the morning, the Lord will show who is his. Take censers. If the question is access to priestly nearness, the Lord himself will answer at the altar. Moses also pleads with the Levites. Is it a small thing that God brought you near to serve? Will you seek the priesthood also? Coveting a gift not given can sour the gift already given. He sends for Dathan and Abiram, but they refuse. Their accusation is sharp. You have not brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey. Will you put out the eyes of these men? In their mouth, Egypt becomes the land of milk and honey, and the wilderness becomes Moses' fault. Disappointment rewrites history. Bitterness edits memory. By now, the camp is watching. Some draw closer to the tabernacle for the show. Some draw closer to the tents of Dathan and Abiram for solidarity. Many hover in the middle, the safe crowd, religiously present, spiritually undecided. But neutrality around rebellion is alignment with it. God will soon draw a visible line that reveals the invisible ones in the heart. The word of the Lord comes. Separate yourselves from among this congregation. Moses answers with a plea shaped like mercy and warning. Get away from the tents of these wicked men. Touch nothing of theirs, lest you be swept away in all their sins. This is the moment our theme walks into daylight. Anyone can still step back. Anyone can still move away physically, yes. But more importantly, in allegiance. Picture it. Dathan and Abiram stand in their tent doors with families beside them, defiant. Their neighbors, some who wear all the right tassels and say all the right words, must decide where to stand. Some linger near those tents, half hiding in the bustle of sympathetic crowds, hoping their proximity to the people of God will shield them from the God of the people. Religion as camouflage. Applause as a substitute for obedience. Moses sets a sign, if these men die as others die, the Lord has not sent me. But if the Lord creates something new, and the ground opens its mouth and swallows them, then you shall know. The issue is not Moses' ego, It is God's order. He finishes speaking and the ground splits. The earth opens beneath the circle of alignment. Dathan, Abiram, their households, and all who stood with them. Not every onlooker falls. Those who remained joined to their company do. The text stresses association, who stood by those tents, who clung to that defiance. Some had blended into the larger gathering of Israel, hiding in the crowd of people who would have told you they fear the Lord. But God does not count heads, He weighs hearts. And where the heart stayed with rebellion, the body fell with rebellion. Cries rise. The assembly scatters from the edges of the chasm, afraid the ground will swallow them too. In terror, truth breaks out. Standing near is not the same as standing right. You can be in the camp and still join to a faction God is judging. You can be religious in public and rebellious in private hand. When God draws the line, the private decides. But the story isn't over. At the tabernacle entrance stand the 250 men with censers leaders, reputable, bearing polished bowls of incense. If the earth answered political defiance, fire will answer priestly usurpation. A blaze from the Lord consumes them. Their bronzes are later hammered onto the altar memorial plate, a sermon in metal. Holy access is God's to give, not ours to seize. Hear the warning in our theme. Incense can smell right while being offered wrong. A censer can shimmer and a title can shine. And God still says, no. He reads motive, not polish. He sees surrender, not ceremony. You can light 1,000 fires before men and never kindle a single flame of obedience before God. The next day the congregation murmurs again, you have killed the people of the Lord. Grief rushes into anger. Anger points at Moses. A plague begins to spread judgment, moving faster than rumor. Moses turns to Aaron. Take your censer and make atonement for them. Aaron runs old priest, sprinting into the breach stands between the dead and the living, and the plague is stopped. Judgment falls, mercy runs, and intercession holds the line. God then settles the matter with quiet clarity in the story that follows. Aaron's rod buds. A dead stick flowers, almond blossoms, opening in a night. The sign says what fire and earthquake said with thunder. God chooses whom He wills, and He gives life where He chooses. Order in God's house is not tyranny. It is mercy, because it protects people from presuming on a holiness that would consume them. So what do we carry from Korah's day to ours? First, step away. When God says, move from the tents of these men, He is not only drawing a map, He is drawing a mercy line. If your heart is quietly allegiant to a voice that flatters your pride, step away. If you've been hiding in the religious crowd to avoid choosing obedience, step away. The ground that opens under rebellion is not geography. It is truth made visible. Second, step low. All the congregation is holy is a true sentence wielded with a false spirit. Holiness without humility becomes a mask for ambition. God reads the spirit of a slogan. He knows when we're all equal means, make me first. Third, step true. Draw near to God the way. He provides through the one greater than Moses and Aaron rather than trying. To light your own censers at your own altar for your own name. Incense smells sweet. Obedience is sweeter. Titles impress, surrender saves. Crowds applaud, God weighs. And finally, our theme in one breath. God knows our heart. Even if we say we believe, even if we go to church every Sunday, even if to the eye of others we do what is right, He knows whether we are bowing or hiding. Today is the day to make the quiet move that matters, away from the tents that defy and toward the presence that saves. If this story found you standing near the wrong tent, take a step now. If it found you clutching a shiny censer, set it down. If it found you running in fear, receive the mercy of the one who stands between the dead and the living. May the God who sees in secret give you a heart that is not hiding it, a life that is truly His.